Minister. Mr. Minister, pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much for hosting me, Farid.
So for much of the world, this situation between Qatar and Saudi Arabia largely, but some of the other Gulf states, is very perplexing. They would argue, principally Saudi Arabia, that Qatar is too friendly to Iran. What do you say about that?
We are not too friendly to Iran. We want a peaceful neighborhood. We are sharing borders with Iran as we are sharing borders with Saudi. We have differences in with Iran in their policies, and we are sharing with them LNG field.
A very large, like the largest natural gas field.
The largest natural gas field. So, but those differences and those conflicts between us and the region, they won't be solved on a battlefield. They will be solved by dialogue.
So they then say that Qatar has ties to terrorism. In fact, they were able to convince even President Trump of this. How do you respond to that?
The United States knows very well and recognizes the partnership it has with Qatar in the countering terrorism. And in fact, yesterday we were holding the strategic dialogue, which states very clearly that Qatar is an important partner in the countering terrorism, and the United States recognizes its role. There is no any argument behind this behind terrorism accusation. They never supported anything. They failed to support with any evidence that Qatar is supporting terrorism. And in fact, Qatar is a front runner when it comes to the fight against terror.
When the crisis began, Donald Trump tweeted out something that supported the Saudi position and said Qatar has been financing terrorism and now they are being called to account. What was that about?
Those tweets, you know, no country has built its policy based on tweets. We have this very close government exchange between our two countries, and also the president, he is determined to solve this crisis, and he highlighted this in several phone calls with His Highness the Emir, and we appreciate the role he is playing in this.
So you feel that the relations between President Trump and the Emir are strong and close, and President Trump understands the Emir's position?
We have a very strong relationship with the United States, and the President expressed his understanding to the situation and expressed his willingness to address the situation. At the beginning of the crisis, it was different. Then the government agencies, they know very well what's the nature of the relationship between Qatar and the United States and the behavior of Qatar in the region. That's nothing to do with terrorism. We are always a supporter for the global efforts anti-terrorism.
What is the solution here? What is it that Qatar could do that would allow for a kind of exit from this crisis?
We see that there is no winner out of this crisis. Everybody loses. And the biggest loser are the GCC people. The GCC used to be a framework which bring everybody together. We are sharing the same ethnicity, the same tribes, families together. We are interconnected as a people. There is no differences between the people themselves. Now, in order to have a solution, a steps toward a solution, Qatar always willing to engage in dialogue and to understand what behind all this, what behind this blockade. But from their side, there is no willingness. And you cannot solve a problem with the willingness of one party. You have to get the two parties aboard.
Do you worry that there is a possibility of a Saudi invasion of Qatar?
No, there is no worry of Saudi invasion or any country invasion. Our country is well protected. Our partnership with our international allies, like United States, is also there, and we have all the means to protect our countries against any external aggression.
So you feel secure?
We are feeling secure.
Mr. Foreign Minister, pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much.